You're probably hearing a ton about crypto these days, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to escape the hype.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's got an opinion on it these days.
And for good reason. The potential upsides are huge, but so are the risks.
Exactly. That's why for this deep dive, we're going to cut through the noise and focus on one really bold set of predictions.
From a guy named Raoul Pal. You ever heard of him?
Oh, yeah. Pal's a big name in the macro investing world. Used to manage a hedge fund at Goldman Sachs, no less.
So, not some random YouTuber. This guy knows his stuff. He even founded Real Vision, which is like this whole platform for financial analysis.
And his take on crypto. Well, he calls it the single biggest investment opportunity in history. Bigger than the internet, bigger than real estate, the whole shebang.
Whoa. Okay, so we got to dig into that, right?
Oh.
Is he onto something, or is this just crazy talk?
Well, to get it, we got to start with his core argument. He thinks we're only 3% into crypto adoption. Like, imagine the internet back in the dial-up days.
When only nerds were using email and nobody had even heard of Google yet.
Exactly. Pal says that's where we are with crypto. Like, the real revolution hasn't even started.
So if he's right, that means...
Buckle up, because he thinks the total crypto market could hit $100 trillion by 2025.
Wait, 100 trillion. For context, isn't the entire U.S. stock market like half that right now?
Pretty much, yeah. So Pal's basically saying crypto could be DOBLE, the size of the entire U.S. stock market in just a couple of years.
And his reasoning.
He sees crypto growing twice as fast as the internet did at a similar point in its history. Think how quickly everyone got smartphones.
It went from like 0 to basically everybody in what, like 10 years?
And Pal thinks crypto's on an even faster track.
Okay, but there's got to be more to it than just adoption speed, right?
Yeah.
Why is this happening at a W?
Well, Pal points to what he calls the debasement of fiat currencies. Basically, governments printing a ton of money.
Which is why we've got all this inflation right now.
Exactly. So people are looking for alternatives to the dollar, the euro, etc.
And something like Bitcoin, with its limited supply, starts to look really appealing.
That's a big part of it, yeah. But Pal's got another angle that's even weirder. He thinks crypto moves in these 4-year cycles tied to government refinancing.
Okay, explain that one to me like I'm 5 because I'm lost.
So picture this. Governments need money. They issue bonds, right? Eventually, those bonds come due and they got to refinance.
Meaning they got to borrow more money to pay off the oldie debt.
Yeah, and that refinancing, according to Pal, pumps a ton of cash into the system.
Which drives up the price of all kinds of assets, including crypto.
Precisely. And guess where we are right now, according to Pal?
In one of those refinancing booms.
The spring of the cycle, he calls it, meaning we're in the early stages of a major upswing.
So if we're in spring, then summer must be when things get really wild.
That's where he thinks the big institutional investors come piling in. Hedge funds, pension funds, the whole 9 yards.
And that's what sends crypto to the moon.
That's the idea. But to understand just how wild things could get, we need to look at what happened in the last summer of this supposed cycle.
Which we'll do after the break, so stick around.
It's going to be interesting to see if history backs up Pal's theory. Okay, so we've covered Pal's super bullish case for crypto, but let's not forget there's another side to this coin.
Yeah, got to be realistic, right? What are some of the big concerns people have about this whole crypto thing?
Well, one that's hard to ignore is the environmental impact. Especially with Bitcoin, the energy consumption is a big deal.
I've heard that. Something about all those computers crunching numbers to mine Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, it's called proof of work, and it basically turns electricity into, well, Bitcoin, but it uses a lot of power.
So critics are saying that energy could be used for better things, like, I don't know, powering homes and businesses.
Exactly. Plus, all that electricity often comes from fossil fuels, which contributes to climate change, obviously.
So is the whole crypto industry just doomed to be an environmental disaster?
Not necessarily. The industry is moving towards more efficient systems, like proof of stake, which uses way less energy.
Ethereum, the second biggest crypto, well, already switched to that, right?
Yep, and that slashed their energy use dramatically. It's a step in the right direction, but the environmental debate is definitely ongoing.
Okay, so that's one big concern. What else are people worried about?
Regulation, or the lack thereof. Governments around the world are still trying to figure out how to deal with crypto.
It's like the Wild West out there, right? Makes some people nervous.
For sure. Some argue that too much regulation could stifle innovation, kill the whole vibe.
But others say we need rules to protect investors, prevent scams, that kind of thing.
It's a tough balancing act. Even Pal himself admits that clear, sensible regulation would actually be good for the industry.
Make it more legit, attract more serious investors, all that.
Exactly. But finding that sweet spot between encouraging growth and preventing chaos, that's the challenge for regulators.
And while they're figuring that out, the whole crypto landscape keeps changing, right? New technologies, new coins, coins popping up all the time.
It's moving fast, that's for sure. But beyond the technical stuff, there's the bigger question of, like, what does crypto mean for society?
Yeah, some people are saying it's going to revolutionize everything, not just finance.
Right. Blockchain, the tech behind crypto could disrupt all kinds of industries, supply chains, healthcare, even voting systems.
Talk about potential for change. But is that realistic or is it just hype?
That's the debate, isn't it? Some folks think the hype is way ahead of the reality, that the real-world uses of blockchain are still pretty limited.
And crypto itself still has hurdles to overcome, like making it easier to use, more scalable, all that.
Exactly. So while crypto has huge potential to change the world, how that plays out is still a big unknown.
Okay, so lots of uncertainty.
Oh.
But let's bring it back to Pal and his predictions.
Yeah.
He's clearly betting big on crypto, right?
Oh, yeah. He's basically all in. And he's got a point. The historical returns on Bitcoin are insane.
But we've also seen some massive crashes, right? Like 70% drops multiple times.
Which is why it's so important to emphasize past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and crypto is notoriously volatile.
So even if you believe in the long-term potential, you got to be prepared for a wild ride.
Absolutely. Pal's enthusiasm is contagious, but a healthy dose of skepticism is essential here. This market is still young. Anything could happen.
Right, so don't just blindly follow what someone like Pal is doing, no matter how successful they are.
Exactly. Do your own research, understand the risks, and only invest what you can afford to lose. That's rule number one in this game.
Solid advice. So after all this, where do we even begin to make sense of this whole crypto thing? Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Raoul Pal's vision of crypto is definitely exciting, but it's clear there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of risk involved.
No doubt about it. It's a complex landscape, constantly changing. So as we wrap up, let's try to distill some key takeaways for anyone listening who's maybe trying to make sense of all this.
Yeah, good idea. What are the big things people should keep in mind when it comes to crypto?
First and foremost, the volatility. We've said it before, but it bears repeating. Crypto prices can swing wildly, much more than traditional stocks or bonds.
So even if you believe in the long-term potential, you got to be prepared for some serious ups and downs along the way.
Absolutely. Don't put in money you can't afford to lose, because there's a real chance you could see your investment drop significantly in value.
Right. That's rule number one in any kind of investing, but especially with crypto. What else?
Well, we talked about regulation. Governments are still trying to figure out how to handle this whole crypto thing, and those rules are evolving all the time.
So it's kind of a moving target, right? What might be legal today could change tomorrow.
Exactly. That creates both risks and opportunities depending on how things shake out. So staying informed about those regulatory changes is crucial for anyone involved in crypto.
Okay, so volatility, regulation, got it. What else should people be thinking about?
I think it comes back to that bigger question of how crypto impacts society as a whole. The potential is huge, but the reality is still developing.
Yeah, like will blockchain really revolutionize everything from supply chains to voting, or is that just hype?
Honestly, it's too early to say for sure, but it's something to watch closely, because if even a fraction of that potential is realized, it'll have a massive impact on all of us.
Okay, so lots of potential, lots of unknowns. It sounds like the main takeaway here is to proceed with caution, but stay curious.
Exactly. Raoul Pal's predictions are exciting, but it's crucial to do your own research, understand the risks as well as the rewards. Don't just blindly follow anyone's lead, even a seasoned investor like Pal.
Right, make your own informed decisions based on your own individual financial goals and risk tolerance. That's the best way to navigate this wild world of crypto.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's a fascinating journey, and it's just getting started.
So stay informed, stay curious, and as always, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Don't forget to like and share. See you in the next video.